mayor of Petaluma, and we're at one of our favorite places, the Petaluma Animal Shelter. And our thanks to Kaye Chandler, our producer and videographer, and Kaye's passion is with the animal shelter, and so is Valerie Fausone, who is with us from the Petaluma Animal Shelter. And what a great time of year it is.
It is.
It's
So
Christmas
fun.
time.
I know.
Holiday season. I love it, and I'm wearing my sweatshirt.
I saw that.
It's got a few ripples in it where my belly is where it didn't used to be when Bonnie made this, so don't tell Bonnie.
No, I won't. I won't.
Okay, so anyway, a lot of great things happening here at the animal shelter, and tell us about the challenge now as we look back on the Lake County situation and how involved this Petaluma Animal Shelter was even for our neighbors up to the north.
Yeah, it's winding down now, so all of our partners and all of our efforts, we were essentially set up at Calistoga. Also, in tandem with that, acted as first responders to map and feed and locate animals in the middle of the crisis, because we have the equipment and officers to do that. And then we were able to coordinate and get grants for financial support for Middletown Veterinary Hospital. We were received a huge bunch of food from Pet Food Express here. Fantastic, 100% awesome kibble, very high quality, and which we were able to distribute there. And we were able to take the last 4 dogs that we took were from the Lake County Animal Shelter when they ran out of time. So it was all done, and so now we finished with that, and we remain committed. So if there's something that pops up they need, we'll be there. But it's all sort of wrapped up now.
It's interesting because the terminology, when they ran out of time up in Lake County, because some places, due to either philosophy, budget cuts, or whatnot, there's a clock ticking on those animals.
Yeah.
So that run out of time means they got to move them out, or they're going to find a way to eliminate them.
I cannot explain that to you because I just can't get it through my skull. But that's why we were like, we didn't run all over Lake County like crazy people to let anybody perish. So we were like, they can come here. So because of the grant money, we were able to, on our Lake County dogs, we've got 4 of them in our system right now. We got them $250 Petco gift cards and 100 pounds of premium food go with those adoptions. So that's been bringing people in, and that was just, we checked with Maddie's fund. We were like, well, you gave us this money and we've got a little bit of it left, and would that be okay with you? And they were like,
100 pounds of premium food, I mean, that's a Thanksgiving dinner right there.
It is. Well, I mean, people, it's expensive to have a dog.
Yeah.
It's expensive to have a cat, anymore. It really is. I mean, in the olden days, I suppose, at least the way I remember it when I was young, way back then, that, you'd feed them table scraps and there was just Alpo and that was the way it is. Not anymore.
It's interesting, our dog, and if I talk a lot about our dogs, but you get to a point where the dog needs some dental care and teeth cleaning.
Yes.
And there's a lot to it with a dog when you're taking care of the dental care and the teeth cleaning, because you're going to have to put the dog to sleep.
Yeah.
And so while you're at it, it's like getting a car, right? You get into all of the add-ons. Would you like the nails clipped? Would you like these lesions taken care of? What would you like? And the next thing you know, it's a pretty whopping bill that you're getting.
Just for dental care can cost them more than for people.
Oh, this is way more than for people. He's got more teeth than I do at this stage.
That's true, but I think that whether it's food, annual vaccines, and there's a tip about that I can offer the audience. VIP Pet Care does these wonderful clinics all around town. They're done at Tractor Supply, Rivertown Feed, Pet Food Express, where they show up at predetermined times every week and do vaccines. Rabies is the important one there in terms of getting your license. So, and rabies needs to be done by a veterinarian. We can't do those. You can do your own vaccines on an annual basis if you are so inclined, but not rabies. And the reason for that is because there can be a small percentage of dogs have a bad side effect, and you have to be a veterinarian to cope with that. So in any event, you can go to those locations and many more. I think it's VIPpetcare.com or something like that, VIP, and get your full set of vaccines and your rabies, and you're in and out of there in 5 minutes, and there's no actual veterinarian visit. So that's just a good, economical tip.
Okay, and licensing the dog.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know we came down here and paid our license
Yes,
for
you
our dog
did.
for the next year. Is everybody on, is it a New Year's deal, or are dogs on different cycles?
They are, because what licenses are really for is for rabies compliance. That's why we don't have a lot of rabies here. We're really on it. And some people get really cranky with us because we're really on it. We're like,
So it's the first of the year for every dog.
well, it depends on when your rabies vaccine expires and when you got the license, and it's all about rabies. And that's part of why we're sending renewals and all of that, and it helps us keep that program alive so that we can keep our area here free of rabies. That is not a good thing.
No, we're definitely going to do that.
Definitely,
So that's spread out all year long, kind of like the DMV with the
Exactly.
licensing.
It's exactly right. So yeah,
But the people are a lot friendlier here. Not against the folks at the DMV, mind you, but the people are a lot friendlier down here.
Well, we
at
send
the
out our
animal
notices,
shelter.
though. No, people come, they get mad, and so it's always a little bit of a thing. And so, well, and sometimes we do goof up. So
No,
if we ever did that
you know
to you,
what?
I'm sorry.
I know that it's like when you go to the animal shelter, they treat people and they treat animals like people. When you go to the DMV, come on, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Have you ever been treated like an animal at the DMV? Come on, sure you have. Yeah.
A little bit.
I can already wait to go down to the DMV.
Yeah, now
next
you're going to
time.
be like, guess what? You got your license in the shredder.
My license is good for 5
that?
years. I wonder if I am.
Yeah, no. You better hope so.
I can be pretty arrogant.
Now that
once
you
I
started
got that
with that.
baby right there in my wallet, 5-year renewal. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People say, you didn't win the election by much. I say I won by 84 votes. Go down to the DMV, stand behind 84 people, and tell me that doesn't look like a lot of people.
Hey, that
Come
counts.
on.
That counts. And just like, you know what, in baseball, in football, hey, 1 point, 2 points, you will still win.
That's it.
That's okay.
It's a W.
That's it.
All right. So let's get back
So,
to the animals.
okay, we have something new coming up. I wanted to tell you about. I don't know if everybody's been watching. I've been on Facebook watching the Hotel Petaluma. Oh, they are doing the best job on refurbishing that place. Every day they post new pictures of their lobby and this and that's fascinating. It's going to be just so much fun. So the one of the director of marketing, or I think her name was Colleen, she called up day before yesterday, and she's like, hey, animal shelter, we're a pet-friendly hotel. Would you like to come here and do a fundraiser for the downtown open house, holiday open house thing on December 5th? And I'm like, yeah, I'm right there. And she's like, well, all you need is a Santa suit. We're such weirdos, we just happen to have one. Yeah. Devin goes, I have one. I go, what? And he said, yeah.
Why would he have a Santa
That's
suit?
what I said. And he said, my grandpa had it. And I said, great. So Mark said, well, let's get it dry cleaned and see what's going on. So we got it. It's really professional. It's really cool. So anyway, it's got all dry cleaned, and now we had to put it somewhere in the shelter where it wouldn't get messed up. So it's way, way, way in the back in the old clinic where it's just hermetically sealed.
Okay, so what time on Saturday, December 5th?
I think it's going to be like 11 to 4. We're not totally sure about that, but we will. I will be posting it on Facebook and talking about it more, and so will they. With
It's
the
gonna be a
Downtown
great-
Association.
I'm going to be out of town, so I'm not going to be here on December 5th, but you need to come to downtown and spend all day into the evening, because that is lining up
That's fun.
as a great night.
It is. It's going to be super fun, and I'm so excited to see this new hotel. Remember, it was sort of and then now it's getting fabulous. It's getting fabulous. You should see the floor, the outside. Oh, I'm very excited. Very excited.
There's great things happening in Petaluma.
There are.
The Silk Mill. That's going to be refurbished into a historic hotel.
That's
You're going to love it.
I'm going to be
You absolutely will
thrilled.
love it.
I love that building.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
And the architect, I've had a number of
gonna be a
conversations
hotel?
with him. It will be a hotel. And it'll be
Did you make sure it's pet friendly? Come on now.
I don't know whether it'll be pet friendly.
We better find out.
It's going to be pretty upscale.
Okay.
And so I don't know.
Well, the Sheraton is pet friendly.
We'll see,
That's
but I
pretty
don't know
fancy.
that. I don't want to commit to
No, I
this.
brought a dog there before. I can tell you it is. You pay.
No, I'm not talking about
Oh.
the Sheraton now.
Oh,
The
okay.
Sheraton, I've been inside there too, so there's people who say, here's that dog. And not in
Oh,
a way
wow.
that they say, here's that puppy. So, anyway, I love the Sheraton. I don't know why I do that. I get in a silly mood.
I love them. They're so great. I just had a lunch there with a donor. Fantastic place. love
I
it.
just can't speak for the Silk Mill.
Yeah,
I don't know
okay.
the answer to your
We'll
question.
find out. If
Okay.
there's any silk mill developers out there, be pet friendly.
Okay, so I hope they are.
I know.
I'm glad they're coming to town.
Me too.
That's
That's
it
awesome.
will be.
Beautiful building.
Yes.
Be great.
So, Speaking of, okay, so now you got the Christmas party at the Hotel Petaluma on December 5th. I want to talk to you about fundraising and how creative people can be. Look at what this is that you shared with me. And Kay, if you can get a shot of that, see the little slot on the top where people put money in the box where it says donations. Tell us about this. Now, hold this for a second.
This was a Halloween costume of the daughter. Oh, you look fantastic in there.
Is that okay?
Would that work at the city council meeting?
You can't buy a politician.
Oh,
that really sends the wrong message.
It's for charity.
Oh,
okay. So, no.
I want to stay out of, that's what happens to the Illinois politicians. It starts for charity and morphs into something
else. Yeah, we don't want that. This was a daughter of one of our great volunteers who comes in. She does all kinds of stuff here. And she went around, she made this and went around all of Halloween and got almost $75 in donations while she was trick-or-treating. And we were able to get this from her at the end of it. And we just were so touched by that. But so creative and sweet. And I mean, she's got all our stuff on here. There's Facebook cards. Here, VIP. What I was just talking about, VIP, $5 off coupon. She's getting everybody vaccinated, hot dogs, literature, all of our Petaluma Army of Kindness notepad. Isn't that sweet? Valley Fire Rescue Partners, spay and neuter. That's our favorite thing ever. So anyhow, we just really appreciate that little girl. She was gorgeous.
It's just absolutely
Isn't that precious?
And when you walk in the animal shelter, there's another evidently grade school kid, and it says, I raised $165 for the animal shelter. Can you? Or something like that.
That's right. These kids, these shelter kids, they come and they do lemonade stands, or they do art shows, and they'll sell art in front of their house to their neighborhood. They're just precious, and so all us grown-ups, we start crying. Just because we know the future of animal welfare is fine, because they're so loving, generous, and kind, and many of them are 4 or 5 years old.
So much of what happens here is volunteers.
Yep.
How many volunteers?
Hundreds. Gosh, we have so many different volunteers for different things, and that's one area we're not that great about. We could organize it a lot better. It just sort of is this organic thing where we have the people that show up for the dogs and the people that show up for the cats, and it's just amazing. And then some people show up for events, and then we have some volunteers who really love events. We do them at Petaluma Pet Company. We just had an event at Loud and Clear in Katati Music Store. They do a restringing event for the shelter. So many of these opportunities just come, and we're like, hey, we need help with X, and people come. But we're also nice to them, and we really appreciate our volunteers, because I have a new hashtag I'm using on Facebook, which is this is sort of summing this up. It's community is our superpower. That's what our superpower is, that we can do great things because people will help us. And that's just sort of a very simplistic way to look at it, but that's really the truth.
I've talked to some people that would volunteer, but they're intimidated to do it, afraid to do it, or they've had an experience somewhere else where they didn't get to do anything fun. And what they think is they're going to be assigned to maybe latrine duty for their entire time at the animal shelter.
Well, most of us do a little bit of latrine duty every day, but in the case of our volunteers, we all have to clean because it's a multi-animal facility, and you have to explain it to people that the reason why we do that is to make sure that the animals are healthy and we keep this place disease-free. So once you sort of square that up in your head, everybody's like, yeah, I can get behind that. So we do that. But we always have kitties and kittens who need something. For example, our latest drama, we had 14 ringworm kittens. Now, in your traditional shelter, ringworm kittens, again, I don't know, are euthanized because ringworm is actually not a worm, it's a virus, a fungus. And so the fungus gets on on the cat and the little baby, and it's not a big deal, except for it is a big deal because you kids can get it, older people can get it, and it's a little bit of a misery. However, if you times that by 14 and then you send it out into the community, you can see this is not good. So we have to quarantine them, and you have to dip them in the most godforsaken stinky stuff, lime dip that you've ever smelled, and it's kind of a thing. It's not fun, but anyway, our staff dressed up in hazmat gear and did that. Anyhow, 6 of them have debuted today. So we see these bright, beautiful, healthy, ringworm-free kittens here, and volunteers have a lot to do with that. They help with that because you can't. That's a cleaning duty that will save their life.
So a life-changing and life-saving moment. When
That's
I get
right.
more that people are talking about, if you remember, No Time for Sergeants and Andy Griffith cleaning the latrine with a toothbrush, and everybody that's been in the military has probably had
done
that experience. So people think that's what they're in for if they volunteer at something like the animal shelter.
We have dog walkers. We have dog walkers and dog cuddlers, and we have senior kitties who need to be brushed out, and we have people who like to come and sort of tidy up things. But there's a lot of animal activities to do. We have also a whole crew separate from here who does all of the Petco stuff. Petco is open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So we have 9 cat condos over there. We have a whole crew of people who go there, and they're just angels. And so there's also people who just want to do off-site events. Who like when the cuddle shuttle shows up, they're in their Army of Kindness shirt and they're wheeling and dealing. Also, we have tons of foster homes who don't come here to volunteer, but volunteer in their home by taking a little baby or a dog who needs some healing time. So our volunteer opportunities are quite varied. And so I just invite everybody to explore them. You can our volunteer application is online on our website, and you can just fill it out and bring it on in here, and we're happy to include you,
I think you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Give it a call. Give it a try. I think you'll be pleasantly enthused about what goes on. There's nothing in the city that attracts more positive comments from my perspective of people that comment to me. Most people will comment about negative things. That's just the way it is, and that's okay. You're allowed to do that. But the positive comments that I get are usually centered around the animal shelter, and people just love it. They love what's happening here. They love the fact that animals, their time doesn't run out.
No. Well, how do you help a dead animal?
Pretty hard. Let's talk about the hawk that's here.
Okay, that's a good subject. Well, today we have the funniest animal shelter because anything could happen at any time. And I try to tell this to customers, like, I'm standing here right now, but something could happen and I'm out. No, today, Mark gets a agency assist call, which means that whether it's a police or whether it's a rescue or there's somebody on the freeway or something, somebody needs our expertise. So we've got certain equipment and training. So apparently a red-tailed hawk flew into somebody's kitchen in Roanoke Park and was just hanging out by their sink. So Mark zoomed over there and got him out of there. So anyhow, Bird Rescue is going to come get him, and we'll make sure that he's healthy and released back into the wild. So it's those type of things. Our animal shelter functions on very simple things. We really are a very simple outfit. It's like, listen, if the animals need us, we're going to figure out how to do it. Whether you're wildlife, whether you're adorable, perfect little puppy, or a 10-year-old pug with one eye and 3 legs, we don't care. We'll help you. And so with the wildlife, it's so much fun because while we're not permitted to fix it ourselves, we run interference as the agency to do the rescue, save the animal's life, then the qualified guys come and take it from there. So it's just a really good partnership. We do that too with reptiles. Big snakes and turtles and tortoises. Oh yeah. No, there's a whole thing with that. There's Sonoma County Reptile Rescue is fantastic. They'll show up and get the most gnarliest thing. They love them and they know what to do. So it's good.
I know what to do too. I'm not getting near any reptiles. Okay, so let's see.
Yeah.
We want to go and look at the dogs.
I'll show you around. There's lots of dogs, a lot of strays, and I think we should talk about that too. Because one of the comments we get most of all from citizens is they have a sense of relief that the strays are safe.
Okay,
and so we can go in and look at what that looks like. It's still a kennel. It's not very pretty, but they're safe. They've got plenty of food, clean blankets, tons of love, and everybody sleeps inside. Some people who haven't been here before may think that they sleep outside. They do not. They sleep inside with brand new blankets, all cozy warm, and there's no animals that sleep outside here ever. Oldie, he's like, hey, hi. I'm a rockin' senior.
But Chihuahuas live a long time, maybe as much as 20 years?
Maybe. I hope so. We make sure he's vaccinated, he's neutered. So, at some point he was very well cared for. He came from Madeira. Isn't that weird? You find out all this stuff on the tip.
How far could a dog conceivably
hundreds of miles eventually. You know, they can go. Well, because you could get a dog who runs a mile and then is picked up by somebody and then driven so far and then gets escapes again. It's just, there's so many weird things that can happen.
So when you have the chip and the correct address, is the dog going to be responsive to it because you're calling by the
Well,
right
he
name?
does, and he knows we're taking care of him and we're feeding him and he's safe here. And it's loud and you know, there's a lot of dogs going on in here right now, but he knows he's safe, and at night he goes inside and gets tucked in.
Looks like the dog has almost blue eyes.
Yeah, he's beautiful and he's so nice.
You're the best dog in the whole
Yeah,
world.
he said,
Yes,
"Oh,
you are. Are you the good dog?
Yeah. What a good boy.
There it is, Rocky. So is he up for adoption?
Not yet. He's still doing his straight time.
Okay,
Yeah.
how long does that run?
He has ID, so it's going to be 10 days. You know, we don't adopt out people's animals, so we're hoping, because you know, the weirdest things can happen. It could have been a pet sitter snafu while the people are on vacation. It's not necessarily, dogs get out of the most responsible homes. We've had a dog escape our shelter. So when everyone gets judgy about that, I'm like, hey, my dogs have gotten loose. When we were building our fence, I'm director of dog training and behavior. My dogs are running down the street. It's terrible, but these things do happen. So microchips are super important, and make sure you update them.
All right. Well,
All right,
Rocky, we
Rocky.
hope we don't see you next time, and we hope you leave a longer than a braised fine.
That's right.
That's Rocky.
There you go.
3, 2, 1. Tell us about this dog. That's a unique looking dog.
Yeah, that's a bull terrier, a purebred bull terrier. His name is Howie, and bull terriers are the only breed of dog that have triangles for eyes. So if you look at his eyes, you see how they're triangle shaped? Hey, look up. There we go. These dogs are amazing, beautiful, definitely not for everyone. They're very, very funny, very clown-like, super athletic, very intense, but just gorgeous. And a lot of times, you live a long time and not see one. Very unique. Woof! Right? Oh, are you a good boy? Look at that tail.
Valerie, here's a couple of dogs that are strays that arrived at the animal shelter today.
Yep.
A Rottweiler and a German Shepherd.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
Running around out together, and they were picked up in our city. So what happens when that happens is we bring them in together. They've been vaccinated on intake, because whenever we pick up strays, they don't come in the building without that. And we just leave them here to relax, hopefully getting in touch with their family, and making sure that they're safe and sound.
As strays, if they have a chip, you can easily get in touch
Right.
with the family. Do these dogs have chips?
No. So in that case, what we do is I'll come in here and take a really, hopefully the best picture I can find, and I put it on Facebook. That's a really great way to get the word out. And usually when we do that, we'll get hundreds of shares, and we'll find out who they belong to. So
Usually, what's the time frame if it's a local dog?
it can be as quick as an hour on Facebook, or it could be a couple days. It depends. Sometimes, as I was saying, folks go on vacation. It's getting towards Thanksgiving. It could be something like that. So we'll be in the hunt for their family, and if not, we will go ahead and evaluate them and put them up for adoption in due time. But meanwhile, they're here, they're safe, they're healthy, and we know that they're good friends. Time together.
And they look like they're very well taken care of.
They are. They're beautiful dogs and young.
How old would you get?
I'm thinking a year to a year and a half on both of them. And I mean, their teeth are beautiful and white, very young body movements, things like that. So I would expect they're going to be nice. I'm going to find out though. Well, that's what we have to do. We take them out and spend time with them and sort of figure out what these dogs are all about. But hopefully that won't be necessary, because they'll have parents that will come and get them.
Okay, so if you're missing a German Shepherd and a Rottweiler, you probably would notice that you're missing the dog.
You would think.
Come on down to the animal shelter.
All right, that's right. Okay.
Running in and out of the picture maybe will be Pepperoni. And tell us, Pepperoni, that's a beautiful brown and white dog that
Yeah.
handles voice command.
Yeah, that's Pepperoni, and he was from Lake County. He's a fire dog. You can see on the side of his ears, he has still some burrs. And he's here with us. We're going to find him a home. He's so fun. He's little and athletic and silly, and he loves everyone. And so, in his case, we said, okay, he goes out of here with $250 in Petco gift cards, 100 pounds of food, and 2 boxes of Kleenex to clean the slobber off your face.
Well, okay, so
Yeah.
the dog handles voice command.
He does?
And so this looked like this somebody's pet.
It was at some point. I don't know really what happened. You know, the thing about Lake County is all of the dogs we took did all their stray time, and so many people had their house burned totally to the ground. They had to leave. There's nowhere for them to live. So I wish I knew his backstory. I don't. I wish I could fix all that stuff, but I can't. So we're gonna find him a home and settle his life up. It's been now plenty of time. So he's a good boy. He should go pretty quickly. He's small, and a lot of people have been calling him. The first time we advertised him, our phone was like glowing.
How old when you get
A year or two. He's not very old.
When you tell him to sit, he sits.
Yes. Well, I also had a tennis ball. He was like, I'll do anything for that. So
Bribery works.
right, it does. Yeah. Well, and he's just laying there like right now, he's laying there with his feet out like a frog eating his tennis ball. It's awesome.
That is a good thing.
Yeah, he's nice. And,
So,
you
and
know,
well trained.
yeah, and a good boy. So, and he's nice with the dogs. He's a good boy. So, we'll see what happens.
Is he ready for adoption?
He is, yeah. And we've had a lot of people like him, so hopefully he'll go quick.
All right, that's it from the animal shelter. It's all Simon and Garfunkel. This thing is all happening at the zoo.
That's right. It's all happened at the shelter.
There it is. Come on down.
That's
We
right.
gotta move these dogs out, and there's some cats and every once in a while.
Bunnies.
Yeah,
Bunnies.
bunny.
A hawk.
Today, not for adoption.
No. You just get to watch this happy release party.
Every day's different. And remember,
right.
put on the calendar, Saturday, December 5th, downtown Petaluma, the Historic Hotel, 11 o'clock to 4 o'clock is the time frame for a fun fundraiser for the animal shelter.
That's right.
See you
Got
there.
it.
I won't see you, but
I'll send you a picture.
All right, that'll be good.
All right.
Till next
Okay,
time,
watch it.
I'm David Glass for Kaye Chandler, and it's been nice talking to you.
Thank you.